Got a Briggs and Stratton 3.5 horsepower engine here with the plastic carburetor, and it's time for it to be torn apart. It's a diaphragm type carburetor that picks up from the gas tank. It's on a edger, and we'll take it apart and show you what to do. Remove the air cleaner, just unscrew the screw there. I've already got it loosened up. You got the carburetor and gas tank, they come off in one piece. You undo that nut there and the one here on the side. So now we'll start to take it off. And watch out, there's a bushing right here. Don't lose it. Right there, don't lose that bushing. Now to take it off, just twist it for the linkage. And it comes right off. Then you're going to want to take and undo these screws to get to the diaphragm. So what you'll need is some carburetor cleaner and a diaphragm kit. And start tearing the screws out. And just grab a hold of it and give it a little wiggle, pull it up. And you can see this diaphragm's not in very good shape. When you replace it, make sure you put the cardboard part towards the carburetor and the diaphragm part, the rubber piece, on the bottom facing there. Make sure the pickup tube screen is clear and that the well is clear, and you can just take that and spray it with some carb cleaner. Make sure everything flows good through it. Spray some through the jet. Just all the little holes. You see it's shooting right up out of here like it's supposed to, and you see some garbage came out. So just clean all of the ports and passages. Clean out the well. You see there's a bunch of dirt in there. And make sure there's no garbage in the gas tank. Couple times, but you can see it's cleaned up now, and then blow it dry. If you got an air compressor, if not, blot it dry with a paper towel or a rag. Put your cardboard gasket on first, put it over the pickup tube and line it up. Then take your rubber gasket and do the same thing. And you notice you got the spring here. So what you need to do is put all the screws in to hold it in place. Actually, a couple screws will do the trick. And then put the pickup tube in and try to kind of line it up with the screw holes. Give them a little hand start. Wiggle it back and forth, make sure you don't have the gasket off. in the wrong spot. You can feel it, the screw will go real easy if it's centered. Try to torque them evenly, a little bit around all the way, and then give them a good cinch up at the end. One thing to check on these carburetors when you get them together is in the back here, make sure that there's no big gap that you can stick your nail in, because sometimes these carburetors will warp, and if that's the case, you either need to change the carburetor or you can take all the stuff off of it and you can sand it down flat, which usually that causes surging and uneven running. Make sure your tank is clean. So we're going to go put this back on and see if she fires up. Okay, so let's get her lined up here. Take your linkage, put it in the hole there, and push it down and up. Then take your tube, check and make sure your gasket's still tight, and it is. So take and put it on here, twist it back and forth. Push it back as far as it'll go without getting too rough. And take your bolt, put it in there. And put your crankcase vent tube back on here. There we go. Side bracket. Make sure this guy's fairly tight. But you gotta put the right side socket on. And that's that. Now we'll get some gas and see what happens. Always use fresh gas. Cap on, and for your first start, tip it forward a little bit. That fills a little well, and put in a clean air filter. Primer up, it says 3 times. 1, 2, 3, sounds like that's working good. Give her a tug and see what happens. Okay, we let her run for a few minutes and let her set, so let's see how she starts when she's hot. This one's ready to go.